happening, guys? It's Mike's Little Dragon channel. This issue here, this is a little special book that Marvel did. I think it's sometime in the 90s they put it out. It's a 3-issue miniseries. It's called Marvel X-Men Collection by Jim Lee. And basically it was 3 pin-up issues. Each one, yeah, this is definitely in the 90s. From the 90s, I recognize the way that the Marvel logo looks right here. This was the type of logo, the style they were using during the 90s. But, so they put these books out, and they are all of assorted X-Men characters that Jim Lee drew. He's the only artist that's in this book. And I found this issue here in the dollar box when I was rummaging over the weekend. So I picked it up. I thought it'd be kind of cool to go through and look at. Let's see here. Let's see if it has a date on it. I don't see a date on it as far as year or whatever. $2.95, $3.70. Oh, duh! There it is, right there. 1992. It looks like. So, damn, a $3 comic in 1992. Wowee, this was pricey for the time. But anyway, opening up the first one we see here. This is from. It's not from one of the X-Men series cards he did. This must be from a Wolverine set or something. But of course, as the most famous X-Men, this is Jim Lee's Wolverine right here. And then we have Polaris. This is from the card set. This is a really cool look. It shows, get out of here. Kind of shows a little bit of her power here on display, but you wouldn't be able to tell that she moves metallic things. You would either be able to guess that she could you would guess that either she could move metallic things or she could just move anything like a Jean Grey. This is a X-Force pinup he did, and it's really bare bones. You know, it looks like it's almost just, you know, not even like a complete drawing. It just looks like loose pencils that was filled in. So this is not a very good pinup right here. This is not a very good X-Force that Jim Lee did. A really nasty looking picture of the Brood. This is a good Shadow Cat. Kind of shows her using her powers, but it's the nature of her powers being intangible, being able to phase through things. I don't think he doesn't really use it very well right here. I mean, you could make an argument that she's just, well, her leg does go through this pipe right here. So I was going to say, if it didn't have her leg going through this pipe, you know, you could argue that it just looks like she's standing in some water. That's why her legs disappeared. Now this one right here is a little bit better. The Imperial Guard. If you don't know who they are, these are basically like like the Avengers for the Shi'ar Empire. You know, this guy who right here, he's their leader. His name's Gladiator. This guy's name is Smasher, I think. And I don't remember any of the other people's names, but I know that they are all basically homage characters to the Legion of Superheroes. So you see a lot of similarities between members of the Imperial Guard and the Legion of Superheroes. You know, you've got your Ultra Boy type guy, your Colossal Boy type guy, your Livewire or Sun Boy type guy right here. So that's basically what their gist is. I do like this Archangel here. Shows him flying, but it also shows his metallic wings and the way that they're kind of shows that he's flying so fast that there's kind of like, you know, almost like speed lines coming off of it, and they're so sharp you see him kind of glinting right here, pointing. So that's a good one. This character right here, Mask, I think they're Morlock. I don't really know much about them. They look, you know, pretty scary. You know, if I had to guess, their power had something to do with them touching you. But I can't tell you anything much more about the character other than that. Multiple Man. This is a really cool. This is one of the X-Men cards here, and it's a really cool way of showing his powers. So it's a really, I think he nailed this one. This is a good choice, a good card here. The Sentinels, we've all seen the Sentinels. This is kind of a, you know, if you say X-Men Sentinels, this is what comes to mind. This original look. Now this is his gold team. This is the gold team that he drew right here, and then this right here looks a hell of a lot better than that X-Force team he did. They had the gold team, which was in Uncanny, and then they had the blue team, which was in the regular X-Men. Shadow King, he was basically just like a evil Charles Xavier type character, just like a big entity of psychic energy. Mojo 2, couldn't tell you nothing about this guy. Nightcrawler, this is from one of the X-Men cards, and he really nails, Jim Lee really nails this card, or this little pinup here. Him climbing on walls, him being a swordsman. The big smile right here shows he has like a very cavalier attitude, so this is a success right here. Charles Xavier's girlfriend / wife or whatever, Lilandra. Just kind of her in a spaceship, I guess. Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. This card right here is kind of like another, like of the X-Force cards. Very loose. Not a whole lot of details into it. Now the Magneto one right here, I absolutely love this one. He shows the power of Magneto. You see all the metallic things floating. You see the energy coming out of his hand. So this is a really cool card here. This is the blue team. This is the one I think everybody really dug the most. And it's a great drawing by him. Strife. It's kind of a static pose. Just kind of makes him look like a badass. You know, so I guess that does succeed in that point. Strong Guy and Polaris. This is a fun pose. Her being on his arm gives an indication of how huge Guido is. Mastermind. The thing I like most about this right here is you've got two different faces. This is the one that he's showing you in the illusion, but this is his real face. The real scuzzy looking shisty guy. Werewolves, they were in Excalibur. I don't know much about them outside of they were just kind of like attack dogs mostly. The Domino figure here is really good. Her with the smoking pistol on the hideout, in a hideout, peeking out the window. So that's fun. He really nailed this one. Banshee. This one's alright, I suppose. His power is he can scream really loud, and it allows him to fly and do some other stuff. So he does manage to capture that, but you wouldn't be able to tell just from looking at this picture here that's his powers, is being able to yell real loud. Captain Britain, kind of another static pose here, just typical superhero flight pose, but not terrible. But it has their headquarters right here. That's what this toadstool looking thing is, lighthouse. So that's kind of a little added perk. The Upstarts, I don't remember much about them. That's Sunspot right there. But I got no clue. Phoenix, this is a really cool one right here. This is the Phoenix from the alternate timeline of the Days of Future Past. Rachel Summers, and he being Jim Lee, he does a really good job of capturing like a small phoenix right here. Like here's the head, and then the wings branch out right here. So that's another good one he nails. Couldn't tell you nothing about this character. Cyclops. This is the uniform that Jim Lee designed for him. That it's probably his. This is probably my favorite version of Cyclops as far as this uniform is concerned. It's very militaristic. You know, you've got the buckles and the pouches and everything. So big 90s. You got this kind of like some optic energy leaking out of his visor. So that's really cool. This is another strong one. Boom Boom and Richter. Or she's not called Boom Boom, Boomer. This really captures her spirit or her kind of personality. You know, kind of like a bratty chick. You know, she's got the big bubble blowed right there. She's sitting on the pool table. You know, so it kind of shows her as being a little of a renegade, kind of immature. You know, flirt type bratty chick. So that's a really good way that he manages to convey all that. He doesn't show her powers, but he kind of captures the personality. This Cable right here is really, really good. He puts a lot of detail into it. Within the face, you see the age, you see the scar, the white hair, all the weapons, the glowing eye, which is a Rob Liefeld trademark. So he really, you look at this picture right here and you can tell what Cable's all about. So that is it. That's the last one right here. And then the very last page right here has a little bit of breakdown. Jim Lee's kind of just talking about his experience working on the book. So, but no, that's a fun little book. It's a good way to check out Jim Lee's artwork on the X-Men from the cards if you can't afford to pick those cards up. But if you ever see this around in a dollar box, it's definitely worth picking up. It's a really cool way to thumb through it. So, till next time, talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.